Elvis Blue and Lifeline, 7.5 minutes past 8 o'clock. And as promised, the man is in the studio, but I need to line up something here. You might note we didn't do traffic. There was a very good reason for that. And that's because we needed to sort of rearrange things in the studio because Elvis Blue is going to be doing traffic along with Luko this morning. Luko's gone to make the all-important phone call. She has the details, and let's do it, guys.
Well, in your traffic this morning, we have an accident on the R61 between Libode and Port St. John's. Another accident on the N10 between Peterson and Port Elizabeth. Another accident in Fort Burford and Grahamstown Street. And then we have another accident on the R63 between Umga and Bishop. And lastly, it's misty in some parts of the province.
Now, Elvis was saying that there's nothing happening on the road.
Well, this is for the outskirts. Wait until you hear what he has to say for East London.
Okay, what's happening in East London, Elvis?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
It's beautiful.
That's East London.
You can go for a drive anywhere in East London. There's no traffic. I was just out there. It's very nice.
Okay, what side did you come from? What area?
Do you know, I came from Ganubi.
Okay, well, that's quite a way. So, and you said it was okay all the way through?
It was beautiful, man.
Okay, no,
It's just the most beautiful morning.
So the roads are quiet this morning. Let's, Elvis Blue says so. So if you've got any problems,
she kind of burst my bubble there. You know, accident.
Yeah, that's not good, eh? We shouldn't be laughing about that. That's not good at all. Please keep buckled up and keep your safe following distances. And people seem to adopt a whole new set of road rules at this time of the year, and sort of when it rains and stuff like that as well. So we need to just be diligent on the roads and let's look after one another. Anyway, Elvis Blue, welcome to the studio.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me. It's my first time here, and very nice. Thanks for having me.
But it's not your first time in East London.
No, definitely not. As a youngster, we came on holiday at Kymouth all my life. My parents had a house there until about a month ago, and my dad grew up here in East London, so one of my favorite parts of the country.
Yeah, so you used to come here as a young boy many years ago.
We would come shopping in East London when we're on holiday in Kymouth. We would come to the Pick and Pay or the Checkers in East London. Always very nice and very busy, and sit at the Wimpy on the shore
on the beachfront.
Exactly.
Everybody goes to the Wimpy on the beachfront.
Exactly, man.
Listen, I want to take you back, way back to when you were born. Okay, you don't remember it. You obviously don't remember it. But where were you born?
I was born in Johannesburg.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't remember it, but I'm sure it was quite eventful for my mom.
Okay. And then how long did you stay there?
I grew up in Johannesburg, and I went to school there, and I don't know why, but when I had to go to high school, I thought it would be nice to go to a boarding school, so I decided to go to Potchefstroom. If you've ever been there.
You wanted to go to boarding school?
Yes, I don't know why. I went for 2 years. It was too much fun, so my grades suffered, and I finished school in Johannesburg. My parents said, you better come back.
Most kids, it's like a threat. If you're naughty, you're going to boarding school.
I just wanted to get out of the house, you know.
Sure.
Not that the house was bad, but I thought it would be nice. My older sister was in boarding school, and then after school I went overseas for a few years. I was a busker, street musician.
I heard that in Scotland.
Yeah, but before that, you know, I was a waiter in high school, and I really sucked terribly as a waiter. So I thought I'd start busking, and I started doing that, and then I went overseas, and I did that for 2 years, and then I came back and studied a little bit. And
okay, but now wait, you're going way ahead of me here. When you were in primary school, that was where, in Gerber.
Yeah.
Imagine yourself now. There's little Jan, sitting in his seat.
Yeah.
What did he want to be one day when he was big? So let's say you were 10. You were 10 years old.
I've always loved music. But my reasons for loving it at school was quite different. I sang in the choir because all the nice girls were in the choir, you know. But I always wanted to be a teacher. You know, I had some really good teachers at school, some really bad ones too. So it was quite apparent the difference a teacher can make. And my mom was a teacher, and my granddad and my grandma was teachers. So I wanted to be a teacher when I was a youngster.
Okay, and where'd the music come from then? Like you say, you went overseas, okay, and you busked.
I busked. My mom's a classical piano teacher.
Okay.
So our house was always full of music. And since that first day when I was 15 years old, got my first guitar, I was just obsessed with it, man, completely. And then I started busking. See, you can make a little money out of it. And then I just wanted to be a musician.
Why Scotland though? So how did you get there?
Yeah, friends are friends. You know, I was a shop fitter as well, you know, in pep stores. but in Scotland it's called your Moore store. And I was a shop fitter, and would shop fit and busk. And I just wanted to see some of Europe.
You didn't wear a kilt?
I did not wear the kilt.
Okay.
You know, I did not wear the kilt. I think it would be quite unfortunate if you ever see me in a kilt. But yes, I played music and enjoyed
Photoshop
it.
can do some terrible things.
Terrible things.
So you're in Scotland now and you're busking. Is that where the love and the passion, because you came back to study? Was it as a result of that?
Yeah, I think when I was doing that, I also started writing a lot, and writing some really, really terrible songs, sitting there on the side of the road. And then I thought, yes, I really wanted to study music. And so I came back home and studied, and then from then on I thought, hey, I'm just going to do it. And I kept on doing it. By that time I was about 21 years old. And for 9 years I was making albums with no success. And then when I was 30, something great happened.
There was a group, Mono.
Yes, I was in this group, a band, and we did 3 albums. We were called Mono. And then I did 2 Afrikaans albums. Under my real name, which is Jan Wichendijk.
Do people still call you Jan? Somebody asked me yesterday. What about presenters? Sipo, if you're listening?
Yes,
I've asked the question.
all the time.
All the time.
It's my real name, Jan Wichendijk. Look, it wasn't going to work, was it? Jan Wichendijk. It's not very rock and roll.
Yes, Lifeline by Jan Wichendijk.
And then when I was 30,
yes, then it all happened.
Everything changed in a short space of time.
Why did you enter Idol?
Do you know what? I was 30 years old. I'd done 5 albums, which none of them really sold any. And I didn't want to get any other job. But I was 30 and I had a wife, and I've got a beautiful daughter. So I thought, hey, I must use every opportunity that I can. And obviously things haven't happened just yet. So I'm 30 years old, let's give it a go. And can't believe how quickly life can change.
What did you think was going to happen?
I thought they were going to say, you're too old, my man. You're too old. So, but yeah, I really, and I'm not really a pop singer. So I kind of thought I'll give it a go, and I didn't think much would come of it.
I put you on the spot a bit too, because it's awkward telling somebody they're a humble person, because if you believe that you're humble, you're not. So that sort of thing, but you are. Okay, just take it from me. So was it, I mean, you go into the competition believing that you were going to win?
Look, I think it's really important for every person in whatever you do that you have a belief in your abilities. So I've always believed in my abilities. I've always believed that I'm really good at what I do. But I also know that life doesn't always work out the way you want it to. It's not always the greatest musicians that become well-known musicians. There are tons of musicians out there that aren't known, but that are brilliant. So I've always believed in my abilities, and I've always thought I'm more than good enough to win anything. But I also know that that's not how it always works. So you must just be realistic in your expectations, and know life can throw curveballs around every corner.
Was there any time during the competition when you did believe you were actually going to win? Because I know right up to the end, I mean, you and Lloyd had decided to share the winnings and everything,
Yes.
so you probably knew it could go either way. But was there a point where you thought you could actually do it?
Look, all the time. But like I say, you're thinking all the time, hey, I'm good enough, but all the guys here, everyone that's with me is good enough. We are all good enough. But lots of doors have to open for you. You have to have lots of luck, if you want to call it that. Lots of favor, lots of things have to happen for you to be successful. And I was fortunate that it happened for me at that time.
Isn't it sad that it has to take something like Idol, though, for a good musician to actually make it? I mean, like you say, there could be many people listening right now in the poorer suburbs of East London who may be a better musician than the top musicians in the world, but they don't have the chance, they don't have the opportunity.
I think it is sad, I think it's probably like that in any area, industry in life. It's difficult to make it, and if you do, it's important to remember that you're really fortunate if you did, because there are probably lots of people who could do well at it.
And to give back, and you are doing that. Haven't you got a music academy or something?
I've got a music academy in George, which started about 6 years ago, and teaching kids, just teaching music. And so we're still doing that in George, and
awesome.
It's a lekker project to check kids jamming, man, playing the drums and bass and guitar and having a good time with music.
You've done nothing but smile since he got you this morning. What makes you cry?
Do you know what? I think I think the world is a very sad place sometimes. You know, if you just drive around, you can see. And I think poverty, injustice, things like that, you sometimes feel very helpless when you see things like that, and that makes me sad.
What makes you laugh?
Do you know what? I've got a little girl, and she's very cute, man. She's 3, and spending time with my wife and my family, music, great conversations, good red wine with friends, things like that.
How do you handle being away from your family? Because you're on the road a lot.
Skype, man.
Skype.
Skype is a wonderful, wonderful thing. But you know what? We try and travel together as much as we can. But also, you never know. Opportunities like the one I've been given don't come along every day. Yeah. And you must grab them with both hands and make the best of them, and see how long they're with you. And do the best you can as long as they're with you.
What is the secret, Elvis, to making it, to being consistent with what you're doing? I mean, if you look at Idols, you won series, what was it? Series
2010.
Yeah, so it was...
I think it was 7 or 6.
7. And they've just had 10 now or something.
Yeah.
So there've been 10 winners down the years, but I can't name them all, and I've watched them all.
Yeah.
I remember Heinz, obviously. You and Heinz and Lloyd has had a fair amount of success as well. Dave is doing okay. Bianca's in a different sort of genre.
Dude, you're
now.
Remembering them,
yes,
man.
But who
Keep
won the
going.
second one? Who won No, what I'm saying is, how the lady from Atlantis or wherever she was brilliant. What happened to her? What happened to Anka? You don't hear about Anka anymore. What's the secret to sustaining it?
Yes, man. I must say I can't speak for them. Like I say, I think I'm sure everyone is hardworking, but like I say, this is a very weird industry, like many. Sometimes doors close and sometimes they open, and I think the important thing is when they open that you rush through them, you know, and that you're aware of it, and persevering at what you're doing is also really important.
Why do you do what you do? Because I can see it. It's obviously not for the lights and the applause and that's all fun, and I'm sure you enjoy that, but that's not your driving passion. There's something else in you.
Yeah, I'm really lucky. That I think you're really lucky if you know what you were meant to do, and that's a really difficult thing, you know. I'm really lucky. I really think I was made for this, to make music, whether that is for just a few people or for many. I would still do it, so because I was made for it, and that's why I do it.
Awesome. So you were created to do exactly what you're doing, and you're right in the center of what you were meant to do. There are so many people out there that are frustrated. I myself, I agree with what you're saying. I was made for radio, but for many years, 10 years, I sat in the bank, which was soul destroying.
But you know what? You're also really lucky if you can, because not a lot of people are that lucky.
I know.
You know, again, life isn't like that. Sometimes you have to sit in the bank, and well, if you have to, then just make the absolute most of it. You're really fortunate if you know exactly what you want to do, and if you are able to actually make a living out of it.
What do you want to say to young people listening who have a dream? Because a lot of time young people's dreams get squashed by parents, by friends, by whoever, saying, no, that's not going to make you money, that's not going to do this.
I think it's really important that you have people in your life who can speak the truth, because lots of young people dream of being a musician, but they don't have people with them who can say, hey, yes, you can do it. You have the talent to do it, just keep working really, really hard at it. So to have people in your life, if you're really fortunate, that can speak the truth. But I think perseverance. I had this friend when I was making music for no money for all those years. You know, I had this friend, whenever he saw me, he would just put his hand in his mouth and bite on his finger, just to say vastbyt. You know, in Afrikaans there's this vastbyt.
There is no English word for that. Hold on, doesn't work.
He wouldn't even say it. He would just put his finger in his mouth when he looked at me, and it just meant vastbyt. And sometimes, you know, if you believe you have the talent at doing something, it's really important to work harder than anyone else, and then vastbyt.
Okay.
Because maybe you never know what can happen.
Is songwriting easy for you?
Do you know what? No. It's probably the hardest work, I think, songwriting. But I think if it's just like any work, if you try and do it every day, keep writing, hopefully a few gems come along.
Do you wait for inspiration before you write, or is it an actual... Do you have to sit down and say, okay, well, now I'm going to write? You might have a record company that wants an album or whatever.
No, man. I think anything in life that's worth it probably takes hard work. So if you're going to wait for inspiration,
it's never going to happen.
You might wait for weeks, and you might become really bad in those weeks of just sitting around. Every day, just try and write a little bit, even if it's a little poem or a little thing here or there.
How do you write?
I write with an instrument usually.
Okay.
It's the easiest way for me, because if you sit long enough with an instrument, something's bound to happen, you know.
Okay. And what's your instrument of choice?
Ooh, that's a difficult one. It's either a piano or a guitar, man.
Piano's not very practical on the road, though.
No, it's not. Got a little keyboard, and I must tell you, the iPad is doing everything, man.
I know.
It's little piano on the iPad.
Amazing music apps on an iPad. Awesome stuff. GarageBand. Have you fiddled around with GarageBand?
Yes, man. All the
albums
time,
have been recorded on GarageBand. Awesome.
All the time.
Now listen, during Idols, I enjoyed you. I'm talking personally. I'm not a very big Idols fan, because I don't like the whole overnight success thing, because I don't really believe in that. I mean, a lot of people struggle for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And then somebody just comes along, some little teenager comes along and wins this big thing, and they haven't struggled like others have. But you were good. I thought you were really good, and I thought, oh, that guy's one to watch. But one night you came out on stage and you sang a song that I'd forgotten.
Yeah.
Just with a guitar.
Yeah.
And it took me back to, like, you know, those songs sometimes you hear and you go back in your memory to many, many years ago, when the last time you heard it, you might have been 4 or something. And that was You Belong to Me.
Yes.
And that night I thought, this guy's going to win. And I don't know why. It was like a magical feeling. There was just something about that performance.
My sister got married on that night.
Really?
So I missed her wedding.
Sure.
My little sister. So, and I was going to sing that song at a wedding.
Okay.
You know, but it was actually quite a lot cooler, you know, singing it there.
It was awesome. It was really awesome. You should have brought your guitar, man. You could have sung it in the studio.
I'm sorry.
Hey, would you have done it if you had your guitar?
If I had my guitar.
And what if I've got mine?
Take it out.
Hidden under the... Did you see it here just now, by the way? You were hanging around here just now with your iPad before the interview, and I thought, oh, he's going to see my guitar.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, I'm not sure if it's still in tune. But there we go. Sing us something.
Well, I hope it's in tune.
No, it should be in tune. If it's not, just, you're a professional. Let's take the background music down. There's a plectrum on there too if you want one. And let's see.
It's in tune.
It's in tune.
All right. Shall I do that song for you?
Yeah, whichever.
Here we go. See the pyramids along the Nile. Watch the sunrise from a tropic isle. Just remember, darling, all the while, you belong to me. See the marketplace in old Algiers. Send me photographs and souvenirs. Just remember, till your dream appears, you belong to me. I'd be so alone without you. Maybe you'd be lonesome too. Fly the ocean in a silver plane. See the jungle when it's wet with rain. Just remember, till you're home again, you belong to me. I'd be so alone without you. Maybe just remember till you're home again. You belong to me. You belong to me.
You've got Luko in tears.
Yes, you put me on the spot, my friend.
Hey, they've done it to you before.
Hey, nice guitar, man.
I've seen it before.
Nice guitar.
I'm not so sure. Yeah, that needs a bit of work. Needs some new strings, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you agree, do you?
New strings.
Oh, okay. You Belong to Me. That was originally sung by Patsy Cline, I think.
But it comes out of the 1950s. My grandma listened to that song.
Really?
But it's powerful, man.
Your grandma?
My grandma.
That's like, very, very, very long ago.
Yeah.
I'm teasing you.
And Bob Dylan also covered it.
Yes, he did it as well.
Yeah, for the Natural Born Killers. Can you believe it? Movie soundtrack.
Awesome, man. Great. So have you released it?
No, I haven't.
You should.
I should.
You should. Yeah, I think you should. Look at how touched Luko. She's speechless. She can't even talk. No, but when I heard that song that night, I thought this guy is probably going to win this competition. What's next for you?
Do you know, I think the best way to thank people for supporting me is to make sure you get to their town and to make sure you play as much as you can, wherever you can.
That's a big job.
Yeah, but I'm loving every second and touring. So the first album was released, and this year we released the second album, which is called Journey. And at the moment we're touring that, and that's why I'm here in East London over December.
And last night you were at Boeretrus.
Last night I was at Jam Shack, and tonight we'll be there again.
Okay, what time?
It starts at 8 o'clock. So if you arrive anything from 7:30, and such a lekker theatre, man.
It is.
So lekker, and just enjoying it. The show starts at 8 o'clock, and I think it's 120 Rand.
Yes, 120 per ticket, and tickets available at the door as well.
Absolutely.
But get there early. Have you got merchandise on sale? And
yes,
stuff? Okay.
albums on sale, and love meeting people, and
Cool.
playing some music.
Yeah, man, I could talk all day. One more question. What is the one question you have not yet been asked, and you wish somebody would ask you?
Do you know what I must
Throughout your career, I mean...
I do not sit around thinking about questions I wish someone would ask me. So I have absolutely
I've
no
had some interesting
idea.
answers to that question.
No idea.
Well, that's a good answer as well.
No idea.
A wish, a New Year's wish. We're 2-3 days away from New Year. A lot of people have said 2012 has not been such a good year for them. A lot of people have suffered loss in many ways that I know of during this year. What for the future from Elvis?
I think if I had, are you talking about a wish for?
Just a
compassion and accepting others, man. I think so. I think our country can do with a lot more of that.
What do you see for the future of our country?
Yes, man. I'm just a musician.
Well, from a musician's heart.
From a musician's heart, I'm quite an optimist, and I think our country is a beautiful place with lots of different and beautiful people. So I'm quite positive.
Okay, good. And Mr. Mandela, I know you've had an involvement with him as well.
Yes,
he hasn't been so well lately. I see he's
been released this morning.
Yes, he's been released.
Which is absolutely wonderful. But what a privilege, I think, for us as South Africans to have such a tremendous icon, and not someone who's famous for a bunch of weird reasons. Someone who's famous for his compassion and forgiveness, humility, and such a powerful role model, and also to come out of the Eastern Cape. Which is just a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it's someone that we can celebrate proudly, and I'm sure the entire world does.
Yeah. Okay, Elvis Blue, so much more to talk about next time you come back. Okay?
Thanks for having me, and thanks to everyone out there who's been supporting what I'm doing.
It's a pleasure. Tell us about Save Me. You're going to play out with Save Me.
Yeah, Save Me. I think it's a song about people who make a difference. You know, I think many of us, when we look back, I think my parents bought me my first guitar and enabled me to go and study and things like that, but there's lots of people along the way, and that's what the song is about. Save Me.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Enjoy tonight. Once again, 7 o'clock, eh?
7 o'clock, Boeretrus, Jam Shack.
120 a ticket. Get there early. Alrighty, Elvis Blue, thank you so much, and we'll chat again one day.